What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Doge to BTC. We'll also be looking at the current coin market cap, and as you guys saw in the title, we will be discussing how high can Litecoin realistically go in 2019. I'm going to give my non-biased, most transparent estimate thoughts on how high Litecoin will travel. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So guys, we're on the current coin market cap, and as you can see, we have a market cap of 176. Let's see, I believe I refreshed this. Yeah. Let me try refreshing this one last time really quick. But all I know is Litecoin's above 80, which is definitely a very interesting thing that we need to go in specifics and really take a better look at, because it is quite interesting. Yeah, Litecoin's now 80.4 or $80.42, so we are moving up. Market cap is now 178.9, so it's a good thing I refreshed, with a 24-hour volume of 43.2 and a Bitcoin dominance of 52%. So Bitcoin dominance is staying fairly similar to where it was yesterday, but we are seeing an increase in 24-hour volume, which isn't necessarily a good thing until we check the market cap. And as we saw, it was 176 couple hours ago yesterday, and now it's 178.9, which is almost 179, which is an indication that we are up about $3 billion. And you can see obviously that money is definitely moving into the exchanges, because out of the top 10, only 2 or 3 seem to be in green. Now here's the question for you guys I'd like for you to answer. So I've been thinking about, how do you guys feel about holding certain, or let's say you get paid in cryptocurrency and you don't want to put it on your taxes. Are you allowed to just hold it in crypto and avoid the fees? I believe you probably are. Like, let's say I got paid 20 grand for a sponsor. Let's just say, can I put that 20 grand and keep it in Bitcoin, which is where it was sent to me from, and just keep it in Bitcoin? I think you would be allowed to not write it on your taxes for that year until you cash it out. That's what I think. I don't know, but just a thought. So out of the top 10, we do have only 3 out of the 10 that are in red, but you know, the ones that are up in green are really not up by much. Just Binance Coin, which is doing absolutely phenomenal, 5.88%. I believe this will be the coin that we review next week, because it's just pumping so beautifully, taking no chances, not following, you know, the charts at all, because you can see that Stellar, you know, Litecoin, EOS, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin are all having very similar charts, but Binance is just doing its own thing completely. But you know, for the coins that are up, they're kind of up only about 2 or 3%. Nothing, you know, too out of the ordinary. There are some double-digit coins, which is interesting. Maker is up 10.4%. We have Augur up 11%. But otherwise, let's jump into the charts for today's episode. All right, guys, so we're on the current Litecoin charts, and as you guys can see, there's a couple very, very, very interesting things forming right now. So what was interesting with yesterday was we actually managed to pop off. We kind of popped out of our downtrend. So you can see Litecoin, for all those who are new, Litecoin has been having a very, very, very strong downtrend. This is on the 4-hour. You can see it started down here, and that purple downtrend has been continuing for the past couple of days. So the interesting part that I was saying in yesterday's video was we were going to get stuck. You know, this was going to become a very interesting group right here. Not only do we have our uptrend, but we have our downtrend, a resistance, and another support of the high-low MMA, which you can see we've tested numerous times. So oddly enough, we broke bullish from that and actually went up from a price of 79.10 to a price of 81.95, or yeah, pretty much, not 82 yet. But then we decided to continue the bearish downtrend. So it's very interesting. It's one thing, it's nice to see that we're out of this, you know, purple downtrend. That's a beautiful thing. Maybe we're just going to trade out of it now and trade sideways, but what would be good is if we can just continue to consolidate out. You know, for us to move from here to this purple uptrend is merely only 6 days, which is really not that long at all. But the fact that we're now out of the downtrend means that this high-low MMA should be able to, you know, support Litecoin's move and kind of help it trade out sideways. Now that we're having our purple uptrend from a long time ago that we have yet to use, that should also come into play in the next couple of days and help raise the price. You can see where this purple uptrend has played a role in the past. You can see it was right in here, and it's now slowly creeping up on where the price is now. But the consolidation, the pullback back down was definitely called for and was definitely needed. You can see exactly what has happened when we shot up to $100. We merely just pulled all the way back down. We could probably extend this exactly to the $100 point. Yeah, look, that is absolutely perfect. You can see the consolidation back downwards, and now it's nice to see that we broke out of here, but we are pulling back down very close to our downtrend and not only to the uptrend. So this is a very, very, very interesting corner. Definitely not something I recommend buying into right now, but you can see there's so much stuff going on in that one spot that we're merely just kind of waiting for what's going to happen. We have 3 things of support pushing the price up, and then we have actually 4 plus this uptrend. So the green band, the red band, this purple uptrend, and our $80 support. So there's a lot riding on it that can continue higher, so definitely keep a close eye out on that. Now the main giveaway will be what it looks like on the daily. Let's check this out. So yeah, very similar, like Litecoin, you can see the beautiful downtrend. It's still trading on the uptrend. So really, even though we're trading out of the purple downtrend, we can still see that the uptrend is kind of taking place. So we're going to see whether or not it's going to trade out sideways, which is what I'm almost guessing it's going to do, is just trade out sideways to catch up to the purple uptrend, and then it's going to continue to raise the price, and we're slowly going to creep up to $90. That's merely what looks really good. We also look really good in our daily RSI. 57 gives us plenty of potential to continue. And I really want to give a huge shout out to Bestcoincom for sponsoring today's video. So as you guys know, there are tons of exchanges on the internet with all different fees involved with buying or selling crypto. Even the most popular exchanges like Coinbase don't always have the best rates and fees. As a matter of fact, Bittrex just banned New York State investors from using their exchange. So I actually use Bestcoincom because it compares all the exchange rates and shows you the cheapest one to use and has reviews to back it up. All you have to do is pick the currency you want to give and the one you want to in return, and all I have to do is just calculate my trade with their built-in calculator, and bam, it's that easy. They will even notify you of the best rates and lowest fees with their notifications. So guys, if you were wondering where to buy Dogecoin, which I know a lot of you guys are asking me in the comments down below, or just to save money and time, make sure to click the link down below and check them out to pretty much save time, save money, and just make it easier to buy and sell cryptocurrency. Want to discuss as well is where I see Litecoin's price in 2019. So merely the best thing to do is to just zoom out to the weekly and kind of pick a more long-term view of things. So the first thing we need to find is where exactly it's 2019 ends. That's a really big thing too. So we end in 2019. I'm going to draw it out right here. So it is right here. This is pretty much where, I don't know why that didn't let me draw, where Litecoin ends in 2019 is bam, this right here. So something like this is where it ends. So as you can see, we have quite a bit of potential. So with the fact that we've had a previous bull run and then followed by a major downtrend, you can see that we have tons of room to consolidate up. So it is definitely very easy for Litecoin to continue to move up. So do I think we're going to shoot up much, much, much higher? No, I don't think we're going to go to an extreme route, mainly because we're hitting, overbought right now on Litecoin's weekly charts, which is a very indicator that we're not really going to pump up much higher. I think merely we're just going to trade out in between our high-low MMA, and at some point we are going to get above that red band on the high-low MMA, which is right here, and then slowly move up to the top. But consolidation is definitely what's needed. I think we could easily see 150 Litecoin without a doubt. I think 150 is definitely a possibility. But I truthfully cannot see us going much higher. I know a lot of you guys are anticipating a $400 all-time high correction, but I just don't see it. If we do, more power to it. That would be absolutely awesome. It's definitely possible too, though, because we have been overbought on the weekly. So, who's there to say we won't go that high? It's kind of hard to predict these things. Nobody was predicting that massive spike in volume, but the way, the media is kind of around cryptocurrency, not many people are back into it again. A lot of people thought it was a bubble and are staying away from it. So we kind of need that traction that we had last year to really push us, or 2 years ago, to really push us up into those all-time high territories. Now, that's not to say that we're never going to reach them. We are, and we're going to hit them hard. But I think for the next year, the remainder of the year, I don't know how many more months that is, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 8 months, we're really not going to see a major, push to the upside, but we could easily see the price of Litecoin doubling from the $75, $80 to $150, $160. There's no doubt about that. So definitely keep that in mind too. Otherwise, let's move on to the Bitcoin charts as well as Ethereum and Doge. So as you guys can see, Bitcoin is trading very interesting. Very similar to Ethereum, I might add. Let's just pull up Ethereum's chart right here. So you can see, even though Ethereum is on its 4-hour, it looks very similar to Bitcoin's daily. So here we go. I just pulled it up. Ethereum's daily, as you can see, as I zoom in, looks very, very, very similar to Bitcoin's. Now, I don't know why this is giving me a little bit of trouble, but here we go. So you can see Bitcoin very similar to Ethereum. So they're both way, way, way above their high-low MMA. You can see right there. We're seeing a very interesting, cross potentially. I know a lot of you guys are saying Ethereum's golden cross is coming. You're right. There is a green band crossing over the red on Ethereum's daily and its high-low MMAs, which is a good indicator that a golden cross is coming. We've already seen that with Bitcoin, which is indicating why that run was happening. And if you guys go back to yesterday's video, you would see I did compare two charts, textbook, literally from a textbook, and the current market of Bitcoin, and you saw that the prices were very, very, very similar and very exact, which was an indicator of a bull move. So it's very interesting, guys, mainly because the way Ethereum's trading is it's much lower on its RSI than Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is very, very, very high up. It's literally near the overbought line, so I don't know how it can go much higher. I truthfully don't think it's going to go anywhere near 5,500 or anywhere past 5,500 for that matter. Truthfully, I think all this coin needs to do is just freaking consolidate, and I don't know why it's not doing that. We really need it to pull right back down to its 4,900, if not just trade out like this and pull back down to its high-low middle moving averages. For it to go up any higher would literally kill the price and send it way too overbought, and it just wouldn't be something I would recommend putting my money into. So I'm really just waiting for Bitcoin to finally start to consolidate. I think it's having a hard time with all the other altcoins starting to slowly move up. But you can see that's why we haven't had any major pumps, because they're pretty much all overbought. So the amount of volume that is needed to set that up, it's too much. So we're really just seeing 1 to 2 to 3% gains all across the board, and not really those double-digit moves that we've seen in the past. So you can see we have a double bottom that formed right here, 1 and 2, which could potentially send Ethereum up to 198, fairly quick. We do have plenty of room actually to move up into that overbought region, but again, I think what Ethereum and Bitcoin are just waiting for is they're just going to play around with these prices until they get closer to this uptrend. So we can literally extend this uptrend, which I want to do. Bam, just like that, and you can see now there's really not much consolidation. We're now above, we're in this channel right here. All it's really waiting for is just consolidation. So yeah, this may be a little bit longer of an uptrend, but you can see this is what's going on right here, is there's a lot of consolidation. We broke bullish from this, ascending triangle. Well, there's still a bigger one in play. So I merely think we're going to consolidate out. And once we hit here, we're going to start to slowly pull back upwards, and we could easily see 200 going, pretty high. Now, I want to wrap things up with Dogecoin. You can see Doge on its daily is having a beautiful uptrend. You can see very, very asymmetrical triangle. We're coming very close to retesting our downtrend at the bottom here, and we're most likely going to follow this up with a move to the upside. So I'm getting very close and very ready to invest in Doge because of how close we are to this bottom support, and as we know, this is an extremely strong support and it holds very well. So once we start to test out here and trade out sideways, we're most likely going to see a pull to maybe the middle of the symmetrical triangle, followed by pulled back to the bottom support. So once we start to see some momentum bringing us up, once we start to retest the green band, I'm going to start to buy into Doge and then ride that up. You can obviously exchange that on ABRA, so definitely check that out in the link down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.